I did! Yes. I did the whole thing.
Hey there. Sure.
It was pretty cool. You hear running water and see a small stream that carves its way into the mountains. Inspect the stream. A shallow bottom flickers and wavers just under the water's edge, but as you look towards the tunnel, the bottom disappears into darkness. From here, it's impossible to tell how deep the stream is. Continue. However, a faint light plays along the walls of the tunnels. The echo of rushing water suggests that the tunnel and stream continue for quite some distance. Wade to the tunnel. You take slow, sloshing steps towards the mouth of the tunnel, holding yourself upright while the current tugs at your legs. The cold water leaves you gasping, and as it rises past your waist, you fight to control your breaths. The stream bed soon drops out from under your feet, and the current pushes you towards the tunnel with growing force. Swim into the tunnel. The current pushes you through the tunnel faster and faster, tugging you downward. Over your head, the tunnel narrows and drops, leaving only a thin pocket of air. You take a final deep breath before the current drags you into the depths. Rays of light pierce the darkness, but the current is moving too fast now for you to see more than flickering glimpse as you speed by. You keep your hand in front of yourself and focus on avoiding the jagged rocks that appear suddenly in the darkness, jutting from the walls. A light winks at you up ahead. You're approaching it fast, but it looks to be the mouth of a second, smaller tunnel. You might be able to reach it, but your lungs have started to ache. Grab the edge of the tunnel. You wrap your fingers around the rocks, lining the tunnels, and peer into it. It terminates in a dead end, but something glints among the rocks at the far side. Reaching it would be a challenge for anyone without strong lung capacity. Send Eder. Eder pulls himself into the tunnel, executing deft scissors kicks while the passage narrows. At the end, he finds a skeleton with a handle protruding from its rib. Eder pulls it free and pushes off from the wall, propelling himself back towards the main tunnel. Swirling and tumbling through the darkness of the tunnel, you at last see a halo of light above, and you swim and kick toward it. At last, your head breaks the surface. You gulp air into your aching lungs, and you pull yourself to the edge of the pool. Crawling out of the water, you look at the cavern around you as you massage, feeling back into your aching, cold, numbed limbs. Rose of Saltholo. A two-handed morning star. Crush damage, corrode. A healing. A young weapon with a relatively short history, the rose was forged from blackened emerald steel and topped with a wickedly thorny bloom of petals. The morning star resemblance to its namesake doesn't end with the head. Its long, faded black shaft also features small thorns along its entire length. Its long, faded black shaft. Of course. Of course. Causing discomfort even to an armored wielder. Akron Grist, a successful adventurer from the Red Serent seaside village of Salt Hollow, had the gnarly weapon made after his friends joked about how nothing could grow in the alkaline soil of their home. Akron used the rose to defend Salt Hollow from bandits and to help his comrades kill 2 skydrakes who had made their lair near a road leading into the village. When Salt Hollow no longer held the weapon, the wonder for them that it once had, Akron and his friend made their way to Deerwood to seek their fortune in the ruins of Erik Glenfath. They have not been heard from since. Well, that was the guy that was dead, clearly. I mean, clearly. Now, I want to compare this to that. Slash Pierce versus Crush. Corrode damage both. Chris can inflict prone on that one, which is always good. It's fine, but I mean, I could totally give it this bonus as well. And then she could heal herself too. Question is, does she have the skill for that? Warhammer. She does not. We'll keep it nearby, just in case.
Hey there.
Yeah.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Wait, it brought me back here? It's weird that I cannot destroy the machine, you know? It's like I have to let it continue. We'll sleep. Thanking you for your role in giving her a fresh start. Cool. I have to go back to Brackenbury. We need to speak with Lady Webb. Or, you know, M from MI6. Essentially, is who she is. $21 hour. There's a lot of loading screen in this game, though. It's not as bad as Tyranny. Tyranny was pretty bad, because the zones in Tyranny were much, much smaller. But still, there's still a lot of them.
How fares your search?
There's something I can tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
The Leaden Key is manipulating a group of Engwitten machines that span the country, and it seems to be causing the Hollowborn epidemic.
I had feared they might be involved in Widewind's legacy. It seemed too extreme even for them. How naive I've been. The Leaden Keys conspiracy is clear now. They have used Engwithan technology to engineer Widewind's legacy, and they want people to blame Animancy for it. As we speak, the Duke is holding hearings in the palace. He is listening to arguments for and against Animancy. When they finish, he is expected to decide whether to outlaw it. It seems the Leaden Key has been pushing Deerwood down this path for some time. I, for one, would enjoy seeing their little scheme fouled up at the last moment. Our Duke must hear what you have to say. Unfortunately, the hearings are closed to the public, which makes the Duke inaccessible until they are completed. However, certain groups have been invited to attend. You might get in with one of them if you aren't above a little pandering. There are delegations from the Knights of the Crucible, the Dozens, and from House Dominel. If you can gain the support of one of those groups, that may be your best way in. See what you can arrange.
I want to discuss the Animancy hearing at the palace.
What of them?
Wouldn't they allow a guest of Dunrin Row into the hearings?
We would only do that as a last resort. Walking in with one of the 3 invited groups puts you in a position of influence. Walking in alone as a representative of Dunreed Row would earn you distrust among all the rest. It seems our organization has a reputation for nosiness and manipulation for whatever reason.
Yeah, whatever reason. I don't know.
It would be best if people did not see Dunreed Row's hand in this. Easier for them to embrace the truth.
What is there to know about the Duke?
Avar is many things to many people, and that is why he sits the throne. To the frontiersmen, he is one of their own. To the patriotic, he is a sole descendant of Admeth Hadrit. To the nobility, he is from an old and established family. All of these are half-truths or exaggerations, a tale he has spun around himself.
Convenient.
The man behind the tale may not be the greatest mind in Deerwood, but he knows people. He knows when they are sincere and when they lie. He knows when they are strong and when they are weak. The other matters he leaves to me. Outwardly, he prefers to come off a bit of a simpleton. Don't be fooled. Before he was a duke, he was a trapper, and an excellent one at that.
Okay. Okay, so we need to go back to the Dozen.
Ever tried 3-point?
Got tired of smelling like it.
How about Deercap?
Long as I don't need to be anywhere for a couple days.
Ever spent an evening with a comely lass while on Deercap?
Thought that was the point.
Wow, openly talking about doing mushroom. Love it. Loving it. Super awesome. Okay, back into here. Hopefully it'll give me a quest now or something, or it'll allow me to you know, watch. That'd be cool. What the... Assassins?
Thing isn't doing the job.
Bullseye.
I was not expecting this at all. I was like, why am I in combat right now in the middle of the city? Where are the guards?
Show him how it's done! Hey there.
I'll stay out of sight.
There's 2 tattered notes. And 2 grimoires. Written on this scrap of parchment is a concise but detailed description of you, including your name, your distinguishing features, and everyone you're known to have associated with in your brief time in Deerwood. Wow. Mm-hmm. She's doing better. Much better than she was. Now the Justiciars, Justicar, or Justiciar, or however you want to name him, show up. You know, now they're there. Now they're like, oh, well, here we are. Was there a fight? I don't know. I don't recall. Bastards. Nope, we're good. He already knows these. I wonder if that's the direct repercussion of me killing the Lord something something. So the dozens are part of this animancy hearings at Ducal Palace.
Someone's got to keep the blazing crucible knight from leading us all to ruin, and the Dominels certainly aren't doing their part. But Wolfgren's still a man of the people. He's always been sensible in other matters. He'll hear us out eventually.
What are your thoughts on animancy? It'll be our downfall if we let it. Kith weren't meant to meddle in matters of the soul, and it's only fools that can't see it, or troublemakers that won't. He leans in, arms folded, and I suspect we've got more than a few of those vying for the Duke's ear. Cheats and frauds looking to profit from a disaster. How are the earrings going? Morley tells me it's a rough fight. The Duke's looking for any means he can to combat the legacy, and everyone knows the Knights are working on him in the background. As for Dominels, I can't tell what they're up to. Probably taking coin from the Knights to keep this whole farce going. I was hoping to attend the animancy hearings with the dozens. He claps you on the shoulder. It'll be good to have you there under our banner. Someone's got to convince the Duke to abandon this folly. Lie, I agree. Brennan casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. What else do you need? Nothing. We have to go back to Lady Webb.
Right, fetching feathers like.
Brackenbury. Let's do it. Let's do it! So, here. That was annoying though, having to go back and forth with the loading screen and everything. Especially since we have 2 more loading screens. This one, then we have to go up the stairs, so through another one. Then we touch a Lady Web, then we're probably going to have to go back out 2 loading screens, then 1 more into Ducal, well, into the first fires, and then another one into Ducal Palace. Just, oh my god. Alright, let's go report.
How fares your search?
If I'm going to do this for you, I think it's time you told me everything about Theos.
I've told you everything you need to know.
But not everything.
It's only right that you know everything. When I was younger, before Dunreed Row, I had many suitors. These were fine-looking men of good stock, but I could see their thoughts, and they were unimpressive. Boys' thoughts. I toyed with their affections. I resented all of them.
Lady Web looks down at her hands, lost in thought. She shakes her head. A rattling sigh struggles to escape her throat.
And then I met a man whose mind was a mystery to me. But he understood me. He knew me at a glance, told me things I didn't know about myself. He was neither handsome nor charming. He was all I ever wanted.
You're talking about Theos.
We made a game of my gift. He would ask me about people, and I would tell him what they were thinking. Sometimes the information was very sensitive. And then one day, he asked me if I trusted him. I said I did. Next I knew, I was donning a silver mask and swearing oaths to Woodica. Using my gift for the leaden key still felt like a game to me, so I did it. I did it because it pleased him.
So she was part of the leaden key too? But it didn't last.
I don't like living in the dark. It's a powerless, hopeless feeling. Every day I did things without knowing their purpose. Every day I loved a man without knowing his thoughts of me. I sensed that there were things he wanted to tell me. I sensed that he knew everything the leaden key was created to hide. But Theos was unyielding. One day, I disappeared without a word. He would kill me for it, and I knew that. It's their rule. I just wanted to see him plunge the knife, because then I would know. But the day never came. He has left me to wonder. I have devoted my years to learning everything I could about him, in hopes I would find some clue as to who he really was, and why he felt he had to keep his secrets locked away. I have precious little to show for it. Just an old woman nagged by old thoughts.
She rubs at a smudge on her left palm.
And that is truly everything I can tell you about Theos. I hope you will accept this embarrassing story as a show of my good faith.
I want to discuss the animancy hearings at the palace.
What of them?
The dozens have accepted me into their delegation.
Of all the groups, it is the dozens that the Duke fears most. If you have their ear, you will most certainly have Avar's. You need waste no more time here. Get to the palace. Make your case to the Duke. With him on our side, all of Deerwood can be mobilized against the Leaden Key, and Theos can be rooted out. I only wish I could be there to see it. There is a very old bottle of a very good brandy that I have been saving for a special day. If you hurry back afterward, there may be a little left for you. Off with you. You're going to do very well in there.
She smiles thinly. You know what it sounds like, guys? Sounds like the Duke might side with us, but she'll be killed. She'll get assassinated in the meantime. Or, what if this entire time she was alive, she was keeping this bottle of brandy, and it is poisoned. And it has been poisoned the entire time. She just never drank it. So now we're going to go to the Duke's place. She's going to drink it, and when we come back, she'll be dead. I just have a feeling. I hope not, because I really like her, but something feels fishy. It's too easy, you know? It was all a dream! It was all a dream! Oh shit. It was all a dream. All of it. The entire game. In fact, we died at the very beginning of the whatever disease we had that made the caravan stop. I'm calling it. Ducal Palace. We're halfway there.
Like wizard talk. So I'll...
A place has been reserved for you on the balcony. Go to the upper floor. Receive word from Wennen you would be attending. The balcony has been open for you. I was stuck in some dialogue tree that I couldn't end. Really, Charlie? Oh, that's hilarious. It's pretty funny that you would dream, you would dream that specifically. Duke Avar Wolfgren. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible Knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. In another are well-dressed members of House Dominel, casual, watching with a predator's interest. Still elsewhere are the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. And interspersed are animancers in their academic's robe with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
At the back of the chamber sits the Duke, sprawled in his throne, worn down but alert and feisty nonetheless.
Ramir de Barask is originally from Palminia. He's one of the finest minds in Animancy to come out of the Valian Republics. He left for Defiance Bay 5 years ago, because he believed this was the true heart of Animancy research.
Pallegina leans in for a whisper. In Pallegina's word and the way she looks at other countrymen, you sense both pride and a mild sense of frustration.
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.